Hi, welcome to Makeup and Things with your girl, Empress Steph. I'm starting this video. My eyebrows and my concealer is already done. So I'm going in. This is basically an eye look. I'm going in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base primer in number 5. And I'm making sure that I'm packing that primer on my eyelid from my lash line to under my brow, giving it good coverage so I can have something for my eyeshadow to stick to. It helps with creasing, and it helps with the making the colors pop on the eye, and it also helps with making the shadow last throughout the day, making it last longer. So I'm making sure I'm using concealer brush, and I'm making sure I go in there and giving that primer good coverage over my eye. And then next I'm going to take my Saharan palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm going to use the orange from that palette as my transition color. Basically, I use this to help blend out my highlight color and my crease color. It gives the color something to flow into. So I pack it on. Make sure that I pack it on I'm going right above where I would apply my crease color. So I'm dabbing that orange on, and then I'm going to blend that color in by using a windshield wiper motion. I'm going to use that windshield wiper motion, and I'm going to sweep that color back and forth over my eye. So there is a thunderstorm in the middle of me recording. So if you do hear that, it gives it kind of like a quiet storm kind of vibe. Have a candle lit, so you know this is what I'm doing, my feng shui. So now after I sweep that transitional color on, I go into my chocolate palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm going in with a dark brown. I'm going to take that color and I'm going to apply it right above where I'm going to create my crease. These shadows are very pigmented, so a little does go a long way. And I'm going to pack that brown in there, and I'm going to sweep it back and forth, you know, from the front of my eye to the tailbone of my eyebrow. I'm going to sweep that brown color in, making sure that I have enough coverage. I do dip back in because I want to make sure that I have a color I want that color to stand out. And once I do get that color on, I do go back into the orange of that transitional color, and I kind of buff out any harsh lines between the two colors to make sure to give it that look that it's flowing evenly. So I got that brown in here, and I'm packing it in. Look, like I said in my last video, you know, blending is everything. You have to blend, blend, blend. It's like a song. Blend, blend, blend. So now I'm going back in with that orange right above that crease color, just to blend out that harsh line. And there you have it. I'm blending it out. You don't need a lot because you already put on prior. So I'm just blending that color out. Giving it a little close-up view. Checking out how it looks in the light. And once I'm satisfied with that blend, I'm going to go back in with my eyeshadow primer from P. Louise in number 5, and I'm going to put some on my eyelid. What I do after that is I place that right there in the middle of my eyelid, place enough, and then I look up. Now wherever it leaves the mark is how high I'm going to create my crease. I do have a hooded eye, so when I open my eyes, my eyelids kind of disappear. So I'm creating a larger workspace for myself by doing the cut crease technique. So I make sure that I'm going from the front of the eye to the end of the eye, giving full coverage. I'm patting that color on, making sure it's up to where I created that crease line. And I'm packing that color in there. Make sure I pat it to make sure that color is not completely dry, but dry enough before I apply my eyeshadow color. So I'm gonna continue patting. I don't want to take it too high up, not for this look at least. And it's right above my natural crease of my eyelid. So now I'm going to go back into the Saharan palette, and I'm going to use a natural beige color for my eyelid. Like I said, the primer, it gives these colors a pop. So I think it has a hint of pinkish, like a pinkish nude beigeish color to it. So I pat that color onto my eye, and I want to make sure I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm patting that color on, just so I can know I have good enough coverage. So once I finish patting that color on, the next step after this, I go back into the chocolate palette, and I go right above the crease to kind of give it definition. And once I add that color, I do go in with a fluffy brush and I buff that color out. Buff it out and I blend up into my, right above my crease color. I do go in one more time with that transitional color to kind of blend out any harsh lines. So now here I am blending out with the transitional color. And then I added my eyeliner off camera. And now I'm going to take an angle brush and I'm going in with my Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. And I'm using the light brown from that palette to highlight my brow bone. And it's right above that transitional color. So it's just going to give it an effect of definition and in that flow. Now once I do that, my next step, which I do off camera, is add my eyelashes. And here we are. And I complete the rest of this look off camera. I did complete the rest of my face off camera. I just wanted to focus on the eye and the technique that I use. I did do a cut crease because I have a hooded eye. So when I open my eyes, my eyelids disappear. So it's to give the appearance that I have more lid space than what I do. By doing so, what I did was bring my concealer, primer, eyeshadow primer up a little higher and to create a crease that I normally don't have. So that was my finished look. It's all about blending, you know, blending is key. And that's it. I thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Empress Steph. Have a good one.